Fuck knee pain and fuck everyone that says that you should just accept it. In this video, I'm gonna give you a 3-step formula that's gonna take you away from pain and more towards athletic, bulletproof knees with exercises that you can add in straight away. I've helped a heap of clients get away from knee pain through programming, but also a heap of strangers with YouTube videos. The first step is always blood flow. In your knees, you've got your quad tendon and your patella tendon. These areas are low blood flow, meaning if you've done any damage to them, it's gonna take a long time to recover unless we do exercises that's gonna boost them. So if your knee pain's real bad, you can start with backwards walking or the backwards sleds like I was just showing. But one of my absolute favorites that I have really used with all of my clients that we've gotten real fast results with is grabbing a resistance band, stepping through, and we're just gonna go on the backs of the knees. Now, obviously, the thicker the band, the more resistance we're gonna get. So if your knees are real bad, start lighter, build up. We're never pushing through pain. That's the number one thing. No pushing through pain because it's adding to the trauma. This is the double leg banded extension. We're gonna push our knees forward, squeeze our quads and lock it out, really squeeze the quads here. When we do this, all the blood flow that we're gonna bring to the quad and patella tendon is gonna start to heal it. So it's a short range exercise, meaning that we're not causing a heap of damage to the connective tissue itself, but just getting a heap of blood flow. If that's easy, then we can go step on a slant board or just get a plate to elevate your heels. We're gonna go really knees over toes, lock it out, knee over toe, boom. And we can start getting real low. This is something you wanna work up to over time though. Next, we've got the step downs. So super simple to do, and we don't even need to elevate the heel. We can literally just do it on flat ground. The further out we go, the harder it's gonna be, the more tension we're gonna put on the knee. So build up from flat ground, elevate your heel, or you can just go onto a plate like this, going down. We're always starting low, high blood flow, hit 20 reps before you try to go any higher. So one of the things that I like to do when I hurt my knee was I got a floss band to help me get through pain-free range of motion. So this is really beneficial if you've got real bad knees at the moment. It's gonna help us get through the range, but also increase the blood flow, because once we take this thing off, the blood flow is just gonna surge. So if you're feeling any pain in the step down, the floss band is a really good thing that you could add in and just go nice and slow, get good reps in here. Really, we're just trying to get this blood flow in first, get away from pain, and we can always advance later on. Don't rush phase one. Phase one is where you're gonna get the furthest away from knee pain. If you rush and you injure yourself, that's the worst thing that you can do for your knee progression, because you can be like, this doesn't work, these exercises suck, I'm a victim, this is dog shit. And you're just gonna settle for fuck knees, which we're not doing. Okay, so let's move on to phase two, which is range. Range is important because we need to expose our knee to these more vulnerable positions and strengthen them. If we're strong in the end range, that way, if we do something like jujitsu and they get put in here, at least we've strengthened them up a little bit. So it's not so much about just getting away from knee pain, it's staying away for good with strong fucking knees. We can add weight plates to make this higher. Again, you could just be elevating your heel. That could be adding some range in. We don't need to just jump straight to these things. Again, no pain. Another awesome way to add range is the arse to grass split squat. This one is maybe the most beneficial for the hip flexors and also getting that knee over toe position, which is gonna work those tendons, okay? So we're gonna drive forward. This front heel can lift up so we can get our bum closer and closer to our heel. As we progress, we're gonna do a standing, and we're just trying to go all the way down, driving forward. Again, body weight, just focusing on range. If we can get down here, awesome, pain-free, that ticks boxes, which means we can move to load, which will come in the next phase. Before we move on, I wanna give you a few more range exercises. So we've got the reverse Nordic, which is when we go backwards like this. Now, we can work to get our head to the ground. I haven't done it for a long time, so mine looks shit. So I can grab a band, and it just helps me get a little bit further back, come forward, okay? So don't overdo it, you don't want any pain in your knees, but this just helps you get a little bit deeper and just see what you're comfortable with without getting stuck. The next one's the couch stretch. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna fucking hurt, but I promise you that it pays off if you put the time in. So one day I had a PT cancel me at 30 minutes. I was like, what am I gonna do? I just did this, it hurt like fuck, but I haven't done this in years. I'm saying it real cocky like I'm gonna be able to nail it, but I'm pretty sure I am. So the way we're gonna work, we're gonna start 1 foot away, 1 foot goes up on the wall, knee to wall ideally, but if you're starting, it's probably gonna be about here because it's gonna really hurt, okay? But we're gonna get knee to the wall, and then you're gonna build your way up. If this is as far as you get, that's okay. But like I said, if you put the time in, you can get chest to the wall, back to the wall pretty easily. It still hurts, it's still tight, but for someone that doesn't do this ever, I'm pretty happy with this. So the moral of the story is, let's get our bodies being able to move in these ways, because who do you think's more likely that they're gonna be in knee pain or that they're gonna get injured? Someone that can't get up the wall or someone that can get their back to the wall. Let's just move our bodies better and see what happens. And the last exercise that we're gonna use for range is the seated good morning. It's the perfect transition exercise because technically we are already loading We're gonna go real light though, just to help us get into the range position, and then we can go heavy on it. Okay, so it's the perfect in-between exercise. So to start with, you're gonna have your feet forward, chest up, lats down, and if this is as far as you can get without your spine rounding, that's fine. This is the work on the hammies and the hip flexors. But we're going to work our way all the way down till we get our abs or our chest to the bench, pause, and then come back up. Once we're comfortable with this, then we can start adding some weight, and that's gonna bring us to phase 3, which is loading. Okay, so it's time to load the knees because we don't want weak knees. Weak knees are sore knees. Let's get strong. So we're gonna start with the knee over toe squat. Now, this easily could have been put in the range category, body weight, which it should be, okay? But I wanna make the video interesting. So start with body weight, then we're gonna build up to dumbbells or barbell. Then we can start getting real heavy because we wanna get into these deep end ranges. We want to have the range, but we wanna have the strength to be able to drive out. That's how we're gonna get bulletproof knees. Next, we're gonna go to Nordic curl. Now to start with, you're not gonna be able to do a full range Nordic. We're gonna start with this short range variation where we're just gonna tap the ground, come back up, hip in. Your hammies will light up from this, and that's what we wanna do. We're trying to protect the knees from the backside as well. Now this will be really good if you're into sprinting, rugby, whatever, or just want the ability to run and not fucking do your knee in, right? We can start building up, getting our knee down. That's how we're gonna improve range. Now, in the terms of loading this, your body weight is so much, okay? You will hurt yourself if you just go for a fucking full range Nordic. Build up to it. Now, I haven't done a full range Nordic in a minute, and it shows. But that's a good progression as well. You just catch yourself, throw yourself back up until you can get your chest to the ground and then fire back up. We also need to load the hip flexors. The hip flexors insert into your back and also come all the way into the insertion of your knee. So if these are weak, then there's a good chance that something's pulling that shouldn't be. There's gonna be compensations. Your knee pain could come from your hip flexors. Also, back pain. If you got real bad back pain, we do live in a world where we sit most of the time. This could be the thing that fixes it. It was for me. This was literally the exercise that got rid of my back pain. Okay, so we're gonna stand on the band in half, and we're just gonna hold on to something so we don't fall over, and it's gonna do banded knees. Now this is gonna load the hip flexor here. We're trying to get over 90 degrees, come back down. High reps again, we can get blood flow here, or once we're good with that, we can start loading with a kettlebell or dumbbells. You can buy these monkey feet thing that you can put your kettlebells and shit on, but this works just fine and hurts a fuckload. All right, so that's all 3 phases done, but I have a 4th and final one. It's the first line of defense when it comes to your knee pain. Let's talk about the tibialis muscle. So this muscle connects at the ankle, inserts into the knee, and every time you step, you're absorbing force. This muscle either takes the pressure or it's weak and it goes into the knee, which we don't want, okay? So we're gonna start with the tib raise. So we're gonna start back against the wall. Heels, the further out we go, the harder it's gonna be. Hip forward, and then we're gonna raise up the toes to the roof, squeeze, 25 or so reps, or I do a 5-minute challenge with some of my clients. See how many reps you can do. Let me know in the comments if you do it, it fucking sucks. Then a bit more commercial that you'll see in the gyms is the calf raise. Now we wanna do this because it's gonna strengthen the ankle and the calf. We don't want any weak points in the chain because that's when pain's gonna come in. The further away from the wall we go, the better. And we can really start like going knee over toe, like really loading this up. So now the Achilles is really working to get my heels to the ground. Big squeeze up. If I wrap the leg, it's gonna hurt even more. The whole objective of this video was to build you strong athletic knees so that way you could be able to jump, live life the way you want without pain. That's my #1 mission. I just want you to experience life more. So I did do a podcast, which you can listen to here with a knee specialist. We go really in depth talking about the exact protocols that I put in this video. I also have a playlist that is called Unbreakable. So if you have any other body parts, you can go watch the video here and we can start working on those areas too. Pain-free living, that's what I'm about.